Welcome everybody to a look at another brand new Radiance Films release, and it is 1993's The Dead Mother. So yeah, this is directed by Juanma Bayo Ulloa. I hope I'm saying that right, probably not. A Spanish film director who I've unfortunately not seen anything else from before. It's a crime drama clocking in at 112 minutes long. Unfortunately, I've not seen anything else from the cast, but it is about Ismail, who breaks into the house of a fine art restorer and shoots the homeowner dead, leaving her daughter orphaned and traumatized for life. Years later, Ismail is working in a bar where he sees the daughter again. Paranoid that she has recognized him and will report him to the police, he kidnaps her and holds her hostage, demanding that her hospital pay a ransom for her release. As he spends more and more time with her, a strange bond develops that causes him to delay the ransom request and fulfill his threats of throwing her in front of a train. But he can't delay forever, and yeah, so although I was not entirely sure what the ending was particularly going for, it's a little bit ambivalent, I feel. Although it might not be to some people, but it definitely felt it could be meaning two different things at least. The rest of this did work for me, which is thanks to the great cast and engrossing plot. It is also well paced, features some decent tension. The cinematography is excellent. It really does look beautiful in a lot of ways, and in particular, it's also shot when it's doing certain set pieces. It is edited well. The score is superb, and it doesn't hold back from the lead character being a bad person, going from a bad person who starts out as a thief, then a murderer, and then kidnapper and all sorts of other things to something even worse, which is admirable because a lot of the time a lead character in a film will have some points that are good to them and some points that are bad to them, but this guy's pretty much all bad in a lot of ways. So yeah, really admirable to have the lead character be like that, because the girl that was originally witness to her mother being shot, she's completely mute throughout the entire film. So not only does that mean that she's a little bit redundant in terms of her character, it means that you can't have much characterization with her, but her performance, despite no words, is still really, really stellar. So yeah, overall, really rather great cast, and overall a really solid film. So yeah, you get two different versions of the artwork. So this artwork makes more sense once you've seen the film. Trust me, it's not trying to emulate Joker or anything like that, which it might look like it is on some regard. And then you got the reversible artwork with the original Spanish title on it, which I prefer that artwork, to be honest. I only haven't put that artwork in the thumbnail because it isn't in the English language, and the majority of people that watch my videos are English, or at least English speaking. So yeah, you do get the normal disc as per usual, but what you also get is the soundtrack. Now that is something we've never had before in a Radiance Films release. So yeah, I'll show it you. There you go, original motion picture soundtrack. And like I said, the score is amazing. So knowing that this release had the soundtrack in it, kind of hinted that the score was going to be pretty good. I mean, they wouldn't put it on a disc if it wasn't something special. So that's the only real inkling though I had going in with this film, is that the score would be pretty good. And then we have the usual little piece of paper that goes over the front of the artwork and the like, which as per usual most people apparently throw away. And then we got the booklet as well. That's the girl that is mute, and this is the lead character's girlfriend, who is pretty much just as bad in a lot of ways, to be honest. She's not completely irredeemable, but she's definitely complicit in a large ways of what's going on. So yeah, in terms of the content, you've got Victor's kingdom and cast and crew. Oh, Victor's, is that an extra on this disc? Let's have a look. Not sure about that. It's saying Victor's cast and crew, and I'm like, what's that? Let's have a look. I think it might be a short film that is on the disc that I didn't realise. But it's directed by the same director, and it's also co-written by him, so it makes sense that it'd be on there. So yeah, Victor's Kingdom cast and crew. You've also got the Dead Mother cast and crew. You've got the soundtrack listing. You've got And Little Red Riding Hood Went Into Mourning from 1992 by Eduardo Bayo Ulloa. So I imagine that's his brother. Then you've got Moralizing in Circles from 2005. which is by Juanma Bayo himself. Then you got So Far Away, So Close from 2008 from Nacho Vigalondo. Then you got The Murderer Who Hated Words from 1992 by the director again. Then you got The Cracks in Our Foundations from Bonds to Bondage in the Dead Mother from 2003 by Xavier Aldana Reyes. So yeah, nice few write-ups there. It's nice to also have some thoughts from the director himself, because a lot of the time the thoughts from the director are just squarely, isolated to, say, an audio commentary or something like that. But to have a write-up from him is also pretty good. And in terms of the actual, extras on the disc, well, there are some pretty good ones, to be fair. Firstly, though, it's a 4K restoration of the film, supervised and approved by the director himself. You've got audio commentary by the director. You've got the story of the dead mother, a documentary on the making of the film featuring behind-the-scenes footage and interviews with the cast and crew from 2008, clocking in at 38 minutes long. Then you got Victor's Kingdom, yeah, that's it, the Goya award-winning short film by the director, restored in 4K from 1989, clocking in at 38 minutes long. Definitely give that a shot, because like I said, I really did rather enjoy this film. Not perfect by any means in terms of what I got from it, but it's still a solid 3.5 out of star film. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing what else the director has done. Then you got a gallery of behind the scenes and promotional imagery, trailer, and all of the physical extras that you can see here. So yeah, overall a really rather solid film. Not my favourite from Radiance films by any means, but it's far from their worst either that I have yet, that I've bought so far. So yeah, highly recommend it, especially if you're into your foreign language films that are a little bit, off kilter in terms of their tone and their general atmosphere that they've got going on. Because yeah, it's not a easy watch in some regards, but neither is it a bad film either. And neither is it, jumping into exploitation territory on as well, which is always a good thing as far as I'm concerned. I'm more for films pushing boundaries and likes of that, but when it gets into exploitation, it just feels like the director and the cinematographer and the like are leering at this kind of exploitation that is going on screen. So yeah, which never sits right for me. But yeah, this is by no means a nasty film in terms of, giving you a nasty feeling after the fact, although it does have some nasty elements to it. So yeah, approach with caution, but yeah, I can see why they're giving this a release, and it is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. So yeah, it's certainly nice to have a film like this in its definitive version, because it's in 4K and it's been restored in 4K, and yeah, certainly looks better than I imagine it did on VHS or DVD. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you with the next one. Bye.